In early 2024, the AFLK Productions crew set our sights to the sunny state of Florida to document the turn of an era on the Florida East Coast Railway. Come with us as we shoot some of the final trains showcasing FEC's classic champion scheme before the turnover to the Groupo Mexico corporate colors. Sit back and enjoy this video brought to you by AFLK Productions. We start off our video with the southbound train 109 with unit number 802 on point. 2 hours after, daily train 101 flies south with 811 in the lead. Another day we set over the Cypress Creek Canal for northbound train 202 with a trio of champion ES44s. Muscovy ducks call Florida home and can be seen pretty much anywhere there is land for them to sit on. This mother and father are seen guarding their nest of day-old ducklings. Another day we set up at Boca Raton for northbound local 945 with a GP40-2 on point. Soon after, train 101 can be seen storming south through Pompono Beach. Would be a northbound Brightline at this location. Another day we fly over a 101 at Pompano. As I'm sure you're starting to see, FEC only runs 4 trains a daily on this section of railroad. On this vacation, I had to walk to get all of my different shots, so I was stuck with only a few miles of tracks to work with. The following day, we find 101 heading south with a Champion 40 trailing third out. Days later, we find an early running train 109 in downtown Pompano at first light. Inside of CP Pompano, we find local train 945 heading to the Pompano Spur to work local industries. The 945 runs on weekdays with classic GP power and can be seen entering the spur in between 9 and 10 a.m. Hot on 945's tail, we find train 101. 101 is normally seen between 10 and 11 a.m. going through Pompono Beach. Later that day, we set for train 202 in Oakland Park. Today's 202 had the first two Groupo Mexico painted ES44s on point. This was their second run on the FEC network after leading a night runner the day before. Another day, we find ourselves back at the Cypress Creek Canal for train 101 as they cross the bridge in perfect light. The next day, we set out early and find train 109 running with 8 cars. If finding a train wasn't a challenge, finding a legal spot to fly in a drone was even more challenging. South Florida has its fair share of airports, making for tricky conditions for droners like myself. Later that day, train 101 rounds a curve north of Oakland Park. Days later, we find 109 back at downtown Pompano. Train 109 can be seen between 7 and 8 a.m. on weekdays heading south through town. day's 101 ran with both of the Groupo de Mexico ES44s, making for the first well-lit shot in South-lit Florida. Another day we see northbound train 208 running in last light with two champion ES44s. On a rainy day, we find a 101 with a freshly painted unit number 810 trailing. Another group of Muscovy ducks graze off the side of the road as 101 flies past the at-grade crossing. A few days later, we head north to CP Pompano, where we get to watch one of the weirdest operations I've heard of a 945 doing. They would start off by running south of the control point and shoving back into the siding. They would then pull a hobo off the second hopper. The guy you see in gray is the train hopper that they pulled off. The 413 would then use main 2 to run around his train. The 413 would pause awaiting a signal as a southbound Brightline train flies by. shoot north to the next crossing where we would witness the 945 come out of the hole and continue north. What made this move even more weird is the 945 left his covered hop-ins inside of the siding instead of delivering them to the customer. For our final train, we shoot train 101 as it rounds a curve at Boca Raton. While the sun is setting on the champion's generation, the Florida East Coast has proven its future is bright in the Groupo Mexico paint. I hope you enjoyed this production as we shot some of the final champion painted ES44s on the AFLK Productions YouTube channel. As always, I'm Logan, and I'll see you trackside.